Hi and welcome legends to another live stream here on a Friday night just before the weekend. Hope you're all having a fantastic Friday, getting ready to relax on the weekend. And let's dive right in. Right, here we go. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Let's go. What is happening with the price of Bitcoin? Getting some nice pumpy action here to the upside. Hope you're all having a super day. And smash up the like, hit subscribe for future notifications. Let's dive into the price of Bitcoin. Let's go through some fundamental news that's going on around the world. Let's look at some altcoins. Give me some altcoin requests. Specifically, I've been looking at XRP. I see there's been some bullish news around XRP. We'll analyze the price of XRP here together as well. Not much has changed since my analysis from yesterday, but you know, we'll have a look over there. We'll have a look at Bitcoin dominance. We'll have a look at the DEXI. Let's get right into it. Tavern, hello from Hong Kong. Ooh, welcome, welcome. All the way from Hong Kong. One of the places I still have on my bucket list to go and visit. Absolutely amazing place from my friends and family that's been there. They just tell me that it's definitely one of those places you have to go and visit and be part of your bucket list. Right. Yes, XRP is a stable coin. I agree. Well, no pun intended. Nah. That is funny. Right. I'm in Discord group member. Tavern, cool man, welcome. Yes, I don't know. Yeah, there's so many people sometimes replying. So many silent people inside of Discord, and welcome. If you're in the Discord, you get the alpha first. Right, I know you get the alpha first, and you will know that if you are inside Discord, when I give my analysis and then I do my pre-recorded video or my update later on, I basically rehash what I said and just update on the current price action, and you know you got the alpha first, you got the trade first. So if you'd like to join our Legends community, link down in the description, 25% discount. Right, let's get into the action. Please let me know if the music's too loud. I'll put it softer. So if it's too soft, you'd like to hear a little bit more music, let me know. It's difficult for me to gauge how high the output music is for you guys to hear, so it's a little bit of a guessing game for me at the moment. Right, love your TA, thank you so much. Good to buy ZIL now. Yes, let's have a look at, we can go and analyze ZIL. What I first want to do is let's focus here on the price of Bitcoin. Let's go through a little bit of education. I see that most of the comments I get on my channel is around education. Thanks for teaching us. Your education is great. We're learning a lot. And please, can you continue doing that? And I will most certainly be here to educate as much as I can, because that's what I'm passionate about. I want every single community member to be a full-time successful day trader. If that is your passion, if that is your dream. Okay, leaving your 9 to 5. Right, work for yourself. I always say, you know, I used to have some of my own businesses, and even as a CEO of a business, I was a CEO of another larger business, and even as the CEO of the business, you think that you have climbed the ladder, you are now and on top of the realm. You still have board members to report to, you still have shareholders to report to, you still have customers to keep happy. And what trading, the financial, not just the financial freedom, but also the career freedom that is provided for me, is that I don't have any bosses to report to except myself. Okay, and I have started this YouTube community because it gets lonely. You know, just hear me out. It gets really lonely trading all by yourself. And that is why it's so important to be part of a community. And that's why I always promote the Legends community. Surround yourself with like-minded people. People where you can hang out with, tell some jokes if you're unsure. Because often you have bad trading weeks. Even myself, sometimes I have bad trading weeks. And even a bad trading month where you have to rely on someone else just to, you know, take the lead for a while. And then the other person has an extremely bad trading month, but you are nailing every single trade, and then they leverage a little bit from you. So always good to be part of a community, and because trading gets lonely. I think that's the point that I wanted to make. And then, you know, I started up the YouTube community to teach and to educate. I don't want people to make the stupid mistakes that I made when I started out as a day trader. Okay. Right, so hopefully I'll be able to shortcut some of those lessons so that you don't have to learn those lessons and perhaps make new ones. Okay. Right, let's analyze the price of Bitcoin here together. Thanks. Nelson, too bad you're avoiding my message because I'm from Nigeria. Where did you type a message? Nelson, hello from Nigeria. Oh, I see you now. Sorry, man. Sorry, I didn't mean to miss your message. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. Okay. Right, I don't see anything else. Hello, Willem Tiart. Willem Tiart mod is also my brother. And hello, Atom. He wants to have a look at Atom. Definitely, Atom is one of my juicy favorites at the moment. And 50-minute chart looks like a M pattern. Okay, we'll go and have a look at that now. Right. First, a little bit of education. Let me know, Hannes, especially Willem, especially you. Let me know if the music is too loud, the music is too soft, if it's great. Should I put it harder, softer? Just want to make sure that you guys can hear me clearly and the music is not interfering, but it's still providing that soothing background, okay, for everyone. Right. Okay. So let's tackle 15-minute time frame. During my update this morning, okay, so let's go back a little bit, just quickly to summarize. During my update yesterday, I think during the live stream, okay, we were tracking this momentum here to the downside, okay, and we were tracking this momentum here to the upside, and still, you know, the structure is intact. We've broken through with high volume. I think price was over here yesterday during my live stream, and I really appreciate the support from every single person. My live stream yesterday, so many people watched it and so many people commented and sent me messages. I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Okay, so yesterday during my live stream, and I think I mentioned this during my YouTube update today as well, as we were looking at the scenario as a third wave or a C wave to the upside, okay? Right, just a little bit of education. Usually when you have a nice little impulse and a correction and it tapped the 618 to the 786 level, then there's a high probable chance, if you have a nice bounce like this, that you are going to come and claim at least the 1.618 level. I just wanted to see where did this bounce from a normal fib perspective. Yeah, definitely bullish. Yeah, I always say inside the golden zone. Okay, any price action inside the 618 and the 786 is what I call the golden zone. When you have momentum up and you have momentum down inside the golden zone and you get the bounce, that is a beautiful bounce. And you are more than likely going to come and hit the 1.618 level. Okay. I've seen it play out many times when you get a bounce in this area. Okay, the trick is when you start getting bounces at the 0.88, and this is why I have this level on my Fibonacci. Okay, if the retracement had to come down deeper, then there's always a high probability that you're going to go back to the 0.618, reject, and come and claim the low again. Okay. So for me, this was a beautiful bounce, confirming the breakout here and momentum to the upside, where we smashed through the point of control, which we identified as resistance, and look at where we rejected, exactly at the 1.618 in confluence with the all-time high. Beautiful trade here to the upside. And then what I also wanted to show on CVD, okay, is, let me zoom in here, just show everyone. You see that little pivot over there? You see that little pivot over there? Well, let's go look at CVD here quickly. Where did I put my CVD? Right, yeah. You guys will see there's the 618 level that we tapped in the all-time high of 2021. Right, if I grab my tool, look at this. Beautiful confirmation that we are going to go down. Look at this pivot and look at this pivot. Okay, so you have a lower high, okay, and you have higher highs on CVD, bearish CVD, not so much on blue, but definitely on the Bybit line over there. Okay. And what happened? So this is also when you take a fib from the high, you take a fib to the low. This is most likely between the 618 and the 786 level over here. We can go measure it now. And then when you have a lower high and CVD moving up, you almost know that price is going to come and fall down and claim the low again. And then we got a nice little dump to the downside. Quite a deep correction over here where we're now starting to get recovery back to the upside. Okay. There's a couple of questions, or one or two questions I want to answer that I got during the comments as well. Okay, so purely from a CVD perspective, this was a beautiful trade that, let me just take the brushes out, zoom in here to the 5 minute. I just want to discuss this brush action over here. Okay, Okay, these two pivots. I just want to discuss this price action. I always talk about swing failure patterns, okay? And swing failure pattern is a trading strategy that you can adopt and follow and practice. And it's a really good strategy because I like it, because it's one of those strategies where you can manage your risk very well, okay? And a swing failure pattern is typically that pattern where you come up, you fail to break a level of resistance, you fail to break it, or you have that 1.618 level over there, and you get acceptance back below. And that's usually where you enter in this area, okay, with your stop loss above the high. Then you have a retracement. So this is what I call the aggressive swing failure entry over here. And then there's the one I like to say is the more subtle or the safer entry, is where you take your fib, okay, from the high to the low, you drag it across, and you can see in the golden zone, you know, you guys see the golden zone between the 786 and the 618 is where we had the retracement together with bearish CVD, and we have the move down. So you could have entered. So if you miss, you know, everyone almost FOMOs into trades, and I'm like, why are you FOMOing into trade? The market often gives you a second and even a third chance to get into a trade. Okay, you just wait for the retracement, and there was a beautiful retracement into the 618 area, 786 area, golden zone, bearish CVD, okay, and bam, and we found momentum to the downside. So just a little bit of education over there. Okay, so two ways to have entered and played this swing failure pattern. If you missed it over here, you could have entered over there, right? And I'm not sure if there was bearish CVD between this point when we started tapping this trend. Let's go have a look quick. No bearish CVD. Okay, wait. So wait, okay, bearish CVD, sorry, bearish CVD was actually between, I got it wrong, was actually, no, it was, okay, I'm on the 1 minute time frame over there. Right, bearish CVD was between that pivot and that pivot, correct, and then we made another pivot over there, which is that pivot. Okay, no, there was definitely bearish CVD, I think. If I'm here on the 5 minute, I'm here on the 5 minute, just want to make sure, yes, bearish, no bearish, okay, I got it wrong. So bearish CVD was between these two pivots. Okay, so you could have gotten in here, you reject again, you're failing to break through 0 points golden zone like I've just mentioned, and also you had a third attempt. So, you know, I just spoke about the first, the second, and the third. The market gives you chances to get in, right? And I see a lot of people FOMO into trades and then they get liquidated and they don't know why, is that you could have gotten in here. If you missed it, you could have gotten in here by the retracement from a Fibonacci perspective. Then we fell down, you're like, oh crap, I missed it. Now I have to sit on my hands. And then you get the retracement again back to the trend. Okay, bearish CVD, third chance to get into the trade. And if you missed that one, well, okay, then you missed the trade. I was sleeping during this time over here, so I obviously missed that short opportunity when we hit this pivot over here. Right. Okay, so yeah, purely from education, I just wanted to highlight this scenario that played out here. And then what happened today? Okay, let's go back onto the 15 minute. Not a big fan of the smaller time frames. Smallest time frame I really enjoy is the 15 minute time frame. Less fake outs, okay, especially if you're scalping to the upside and to the downside. Okay, so what happened today and this morning, what I also discussed is to say that, well, this could potentially be A, B, C here to the downside, okay, C wave, right? And when I count this from an Elliot wave perspective, it actually balances very nicely, okay, where you can see, let me do this, okay, how did I count it? I think it was something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulsive waves to the downside, and you're forming kind of this channel to the downside. And then, you know, we made the low over here, and then we found momentum to the upside and broke this trend. Okay, the other thing I wanted to highlight here is also a nice triple bottom here, triple bottom. Okay, when you have a fixed range profile, I hope I didn't delete it. I did delete it. If you take a fixed range profile from this consolidation area before we had the breakout, okay, you will see that we have a value area high over here. Okay, let me just do this. Right over there. Okay. And we came back down. we tapped it, and even I think Andy also mentioned during his live stream, we want to see this level hold for bullish momentum to continue. If we get acceptance back inside of this zone, we could go down to lower levels. Fully agreed with him. Okay, where you're potentially tapping the bottom of the channel, and then maybe you find support for continuation to the upside. So it was important for us to hold this line over here. Okay, and what happened is we tapped it. Double, triple bottoms are my favorite. You have a low. Okay, you come back up, you fail to break up, you test it again, and you test it again, and every time you get acceptance back above the level, and then finally we had blast off, not closing any high time frame candles inside of this value area high, spelled or screamed bullish momentum to the upside. Okay, we held this level, which is nice support at the moment, and if we lost it, we could have most probably come back down here to the value area low, which also I think has confluence with a 1.618. If I take a trend-based fib, right, almost, not exact alignment, okay, but nonetheless, I also showed this trend-based fib scenario during my update to say that, well, if this is, okay, an A, B, C here to the downside, these are C-wave targets, the 1-to-1 ratio, the 1.382, the 1.236, the 1.382, and a maximum C-wave target is usually the 1.618. And I said this area is potentially a support area. Okay, and we came in, we tapped the 382, the 1.382, and we found a bounce to the upside. So these are C-wave targets. Okay, because I know this is a C-wave here to the downside, I knew what targets to look for. Okay. I hope I'm not confusing anyone. Really just trying to educate over here, and I hope you guys are following and you will learn. You know, follow me and watch my past live streams, follow me in the future, and these things will start making sense to you. Like it's as easy as breathing. Okay. Right. Other thing I wanted to discuss quick is let's go through some fundamental news. Before we look for the next trading setups, let's go through a little bit of fundamental news. Okay. There was the XRP thing, and breaking Kingdom of Bhutan to increase mining capacity 6 times ahead of the Bitcoin halving to 600 megawatts. Nation state FOMO is setting in. Okay, everyone preparing for the big explosive bull run that's coming and gearing up to benefit from the Bitcoin mining. And I think, you know, now the how can I say it? The processing to get Bitcoin or to mine Bitcoin is going to become, it's a halving. It's going to become twice as difficult as what it used to be to get Bitcoin into their pockets. Right, so it makes sense to use clean energy, hydropower, wind power. It makes sense to use that because you want cheap electricity so that you can keep your operational costs down and maximize your profits from a Bitcoin perspective. Next up, 100,000 Bitcoin price likely after 16 billion BlackRock record analyst. Okay, so quite bullish news there at the moment. 16 billion bought by BlackRock most likely, okay, which equals potentially $100,000 Bitcoin. We just don't know when that $100,000 Bitcoin is going to come. Are we first going to see a deeper correction before the halving, or are we going to start rallying from where we are right now? Crazy how similar this Bitcoin structure looks, and I had a look at this morning as well, and looks really similar. So if you look at the price action of Bitcoin during 2020, before we had the massive bull run to the upside, you can see that we first had a dump, we had a pump, we had a consolidation, one last dump, and then the super cycle started to the upside, where we just went up and up and up and up, and we just didn't stop. And this is where we are right now. Very similar. Okay, the only difference that I do see here is that we took, if you look at number 1 here, and you look at number 1, and you look at number 3, and you look at number 3, you can see here we took the high, okay? But the pattern or the price action looks more or less the same. So perhaps the market doesn't repeat, but it could rhyme. Okay, so where potentially the low is already in, for where we are right now, maybe a little dip down, I don't know, and then we're going to see this explosive momentum here to the upside. Right. Massive Bitcoin mine under construction in Ethiopia. Okay. Just Bitcoin miners are going crazy, just building. Right, and here's the XRP news that I was looking at. basically a stable coin. I think, that's why I said no pun intended with the XRP joke. They have now mint, or they're starting their own stable coin from the news that I read this morning, and you can now transaction to the US accounts. Confirms. And then when you go back to the price of XRP, I actually have it open here. It doesn't look so bullish. I would have usually when good news comes out for a specific coin like Solana and Rune or Dogecoin, Elon Musk just sniffs something about Dogecoin on Twitter, you usually see candles like that. So very strange that with this bullish news, I'm not seeing any bullish momentum from XRP just as yet. Okay. And just currently still exactly the way that I've analyzed it yesterday, we are still inside of this trend over here that I'm tracking. Before I will have confirmation that there's a true breakout to the upside, but we are still holding this trend. So for now, it still looks bullish. We haven't closed any high time frame candles below. You can see we've literally just wicked below, and we're still holding this level. So is XRP building up that spring for momentum to the upside to come and take this high over here? Only time will tell. From a bullish perspective, definitely. From a bearish perspective, if we lose this trend, we could come and bounce here, or you come back, you retest the scene of the crime, and you can find downwards momentum again. But yes, to the point what one of the subscribers made over here is that XRP does look a little bit like a stable coin. Okay, you guys will still learn. I am not a huge XRP fan. Okay, I don't mind charting it and going through it for some of the members here on the community, but I don't hold any bags. I used to have a massive large bag of XRP, and one day I was just like, most of my altcoin portfolio has done 10x, 15x, and XRP has done nothing. Okay, it's better for me just to take that money and go and buy Rune and Solana and Render. I think I actually used most of my XRP spot back to buy Render, and look at what Render did. So one of the best decisions I ever made is to go and buy Render. Right, just to show everyone, for those of you that don't know Render, well, you look at XRP and then you look at Render and you're like, okay, well, was that a bad decision? I don't think so. Okay, my average entry on Render is $2. My average entry is over here. Okay, so I don't think I made a bad decision buying Render over there. Right, let's go through some comments over here. Just want to make sure that I don't miss anything. We will go through the Zelika. Yes, too bad. Okay, I've read that. 15-minute chart looks like an end pattern. We'll go check that. Hello, Devold. Hi, Andre. Welcome. Warren, can we have a look at EGLD, please? Yes, we can do that. Hi, can you take a look at Algo? We can do that. That's part of my favorite coins. EGLD, Algo, now you guys are talking my language. Zelika, also you're talking my language. Okay, congrats on the content. I really appreciate it. Is it correct that we need to hold 67,500 to expect to take the all-time high? Let me go see. 67,500. Basically this level over, well, basically the 1.618 level over here. Yes, I would say, that's definitely a level that we need to hold, but it's not to say that even if we hold this level that we are definitely going to take the all-time high. Okay, inside, the one thing I just want to make everyone aware of is inside, let me just take this fixed range out. Okay, make sure that it's nice and clean. Okay, inside of a range, okay, one could argue that inside of this triangle, let's go into the 4-hour over here. Okay, inside of this triangle, we are inside of a range. We are not trending to the upside, we are not trending to the downside. We're inside this stupid little triangle over here, still making a decision. What is Bitcoin going to do? Is Bitcoin going to do this, or is Bitcoin going to do this? Okay, this is a range over here, and this range can still continue here up until the 3rd of May. Even into May, we can consolidate and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze, and then only have a decision either to the downside and to the upside. And usually inside of these triangles, you do get fake outs as well, okay, where you have a fake out fooling everyone, and then you have the true move to the downside, or you have a fake out to the bottom, scaring everyone, and then you have a true breakout to the upside. So I've seen the fake outs just happen so many times on these triangles. Okay, nonetheless, point that I was trying to make over here is the $67,500 level, is to say that usually when you are inside a range like this, there is a multitude of ABC corrections happening inside of the range, where you can have correction after correction, taking the high and the low of each price action pivot before the true breakout happens. So what I'm trying to say over here is this could have been an ABC, 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 and the C can go and grab all of this liquidity, making everyone extremely bullish, only to do another ABC, ABC, until the true breakout happens. Okay, and this ABC can also come and grab the liquidity below these lows, and then you have, you know, when the breakout happens, that's usually when the impulses starts. The corrections are finished, the range is finished, and that is where, so if you have a fake out perhaps here to the upside, and you have another final ABC to the downside, scaring everyone, maybe bouncing here on the daily level, then you will start building impulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where it gets exciting, because I can count the impulses from an Elliot wave perspective versus a correction. Corrections are usually 3-wave structures and impulses are 5-wave structures. Then you have an ABC, okay, correcting this impulse, which is still bullish. And then you have another impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's how you claim the all-time high and keep on moving up. But with a corrective structure, you're not going to get anywhere. You're just going to have fake outs to the upside and to the downside. So when people say, just to finish off your question, that this level needs to hold 67,500, this level needs to hold for bullish momentum to continue to the upside, I'm saying, well, this can be an ABC, 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 ABC. It doesn't tell me anything. Okay, it can be corrections that takes the high. It can even be a larger ABC, ABC to the downside. I mean, imagine if you have a large expanding B flat target to the upside. This is what they call it. When a corrective structure takes the all-time high or the lowest pivot, they usually refer to it as flat targets or expanding targets, where you have a B expanding flat and you have a C expanding flat, okay, where you grab the liquidity above but you still tumble down, you grab the liquidity below, and then the true move happens where you start getting impulses to the either to the upside or to the downside. I think the likelihood of us getting impulses to the upside is higher at the moment than getting impulses back to the downside. Okay, based on bullish CVD, based on institutions still buying, crypto miners still establishing themselves, and so forth. Okay, hope that helped. Okay, let's go through some more comments over here. Atom, yes, I will go through Atom. Just hold tight. Hold tight. Zil, please. I'll go through Zil. And do you think correct toward low 50Ks before the halving? I will go and share with you now. Do you think we will correct towards low $50,000 before the halving? I will go share with you now the lowest number that I think we can hit. Okay, but it's not going to be 50,000. It's going to be quite interesting. Right, a lot of liquidity building at 64,900 for Bitcoin. Yes, I did see that there's a lot of liquidity building up here below. A lot of liquidity, long liquidity building up here at the lower price action over here. So definitely we can still have a correction here to the downside to come and grab this liquidity, creating that fake out, okay, and then perhaps momentum to the upside. Right, okay, also I just want to highlight quick, for those of you, come and trade with me if you're not signed up to an exchange or you don't want to KYC. One of my favorite exchanges that I use is Mexi, the second link here down in the description, where you get $20,000 bonus depending on how much you deposit and trade. Also Bybit, 20% reduction in your trading fees. I use Bybit for my larger portfolio. That's where I have my bigger portfolio, because you know I've just been using them for so long. I trust them a little bit more. And then Mexi I use for my day trades, you know, in and out of the market, up and down, in and out, nice little scalps, higher leverage account that I use over there. And go sign up with my links down below to qualify for the bonuses and the 20% reduction in fees. Right, let's get back into the action over here. And what I'm going to do now is just pause here and go through some of the altcoin requests. Okay, it's all about you guys. First up, the first person that asked me for an altcoin, I think, was Zelika. Let's go look at Zelika. Right. Let's see. Okay, Zelika is definitely, if you guys see me select a coin here in the red section, those are my favorite altcoins that I'm watching for right now. They are not necessarily my only favorite altcoins. The ones that I have highlighted in red over here are the ones that I believe still need to catch up. That's part of my favorite list. For example, Render is not here, but it's one of my favorites, okay, from an AI perspective. But the reason it's not there is because it's already done phenomenal things to the upside. Solana, Rune is my biggest bag. I have a big bag of Rune, for example. It's not there because they have already done phenomenal things. So the ones that you see here is my favorites that I believe can still do great things. And the green ones I have over here is, let me just zoom up here so everyone can see. The green ones over here that I have, it's the ones that I believe is still massive potential to the upside, just a little bit more higher risk. Okay, so I've allocated a smaller portfolio, size of my portfolio to those altcoins. Right, okay, cool. So let's analyze Zelika over here. It just looks absolutely beautiful. You know, and for those that know me, I always start on the higher time frame. I like what I'm seeing down here. You see the altcoins here in the red list are the altcoins that are still here and not the ones that's done this already. Okay, we're looking for ones that still need to catch up. We're looking for the 10x's, the 5x's, the 20x's, the 100x's. That's what we're looking for right now. Okay, so it looks good. It's still inside of, slightly out of, it might be inside of accumulation zone, but basically this zone here at the downstairs in this zone, this is where you want to buy up the dips. If you're building, well, for me, when I'm building a spot position, expecting us to come and claim the highs again, this is the area where you buy dips. Okay, you buy and you buy and you buy and you buy. Every little dip you buy, you buy, you buy. Okay, cool. So let's go into, just clean this up. Let's go on to the 8 hour. Let's look at this price action inside here. Okay, nice little wave 1, 2, 3 over here. Okay, so the one thing that I am seeing, and it can go a couple of ways. Okay, yesterday I explained this during my live stream as well. Okay, I see a clear wave 1, 2, and I see a 3, and the 3 could be finished. The 3 could be finished over here. We did tap, look at that, common third wave target, like I've just explained to you guys on Bitcoin. Right, we tapped the 1.618, we got a deviation above, but we immediately got acceptance back below the 618 level over here. Okay, now what I'm seeing over here is we haven't claimed this high just as yet, but this correction is becoming a little bit long for me. The question is, okay, yeah, that's what it looks like to me. Okay, the question is, are we going to make a fifth wave? And it does look like it could potentially be a fifth wave. So let me go grab my Elliot wave to say that this is definitely looks like a 1, 2, 3. That could potentially be the finished third wave. Okay, and for the third wave to go higher to like the 2618 level to the 3618 level, I would have liked to see a smaller consolidation over here, because you can see when you have momentum to the upside, the pullbacks are very short in time, not necessarily the depth, but they are short in time. It almost looks like a straight line here to the upside, especially if you're going to higher time frames. Just looks like a straight line to the upside. Okay, just wait for that to load up. Okay, this is what I mean. Looks like a straight line here to the upside. Yes, there's dips, but there's not a correction from a timing perspective, where this correction over here is starting to take a lot of time. Okay, you see the width of it, which tells me that this correction is now potentially correcting this impulse. Okay, so what I want to work out there is, first things first, let's go take a time fib, and I'm getting to it now. Okay, the correction is now by the 0.618. Typically, I like to see a 1-to-1 ratio. So let's go, just for shits and giggles, let's go work out that correction of the first wave. So when the first wave started to where it ended, you can see 618. Okay, so perhaps there's correlation. Just want to make sure that I have it at the right place over here. Okay. But you can see so each coin has a different personality. Some coins has a longer correction. They like the 1.618. Bitcoin likes the 1-to-1 ratio, for example. It looks like Zelika likes the 0.618, where you have impulses and your correction ends at the 0.618. Not always, but I'm trying now to understand the personality of this coin. Okay, so then when I take a time fib again and say, well, this is where the new impulse started to where it ended, right over there, we are now by the 0.618. So it could mean that the correction is almost over and we are going to start building another impulse here to the upside, which I now will refer to as the fifth wave. Okay, third waves are very impulsive to the upside, and then you create a fourth wave, and then you have a final fifth wave here to the upside that usually grabs the liquidity above the third wave, and then you have another deeper ABC to the downside. Okay. Okay, but what, and I mentioned this during my live stream yesterday as well, is what excites me is that do not be scared of pullbacks. Okay, so I would have liked for this third wave to continue to the upside, but this correction tells me it's too long. Okay, for the third wave to continue to the upside, so it's most likely in already. So this correction to me looks like a fourth wave. Okay, and if we do get a breakout of this trend, go track this trend, make sure that you have this trend. Zelika loves fake outs. I have traded Zelika for a while, and Zelika is unfortunately one of those coins that loves fake outs, so it is difficult to trade it from a trend line perspective. Just a hint over there. Zelika, like you can see that trend over there already has a fake out. I'll zoom into that price action in a moment. Okay, so when we're still expecting a fifth wave, that can take us here to the 2.618, and the fourth wave has to be in for me to calculate an accurate fifth wave to the upside. Okay, so one thing I can then speculate on is to say that if the low is in for the fourth wave, if that is the low for the fourth wave, okay, and we're still going to come and consolidate here before we have the breakout, but we don't take that low over there. What I would like to speculate on is that you can then take a trend-based fib from the top to the bottom, you drag it across, you reverse it, go into your settings here, there's a little reverse button, okay, and you can see a maximum fifth wave target here for me, also here by the 618, but the fifth wave targets is also here by the 1.236 and the 1382. Okay, so in this zone is potentially where the fifth wave can end if we have a breakout to the upside, but you're going to claim the high, you're going to make a lot of people very bullish, then you're going to have a larger A, B, C correction to the downside. Okay, and perhaps track this trend. It could be that you bounce on the trend, and this then, okay, let me zoom back in here. This is what gets me excited, is that once the larger correction took place over here, this will then form a bigger 1, 2, and then you have that massive mahala pump action that you've never seen in your life. You know what when they say face melting price action to the upside, is that when this third wave starts, that, you know, that's where you want to be. You want to be inside of this third wave. Okay, that's why this zone to me is still accumulation zone, because I am buying here in preparation for what's to come over here. That's why I'm buying over here. Okay. Right. And the question is, we never know. So even if I'm 100% correct in my analysis over here, and I mean, we all stand to be corrected, I'm not always 100% right. It is risk management that keeps us in the game. If I am correct, and this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, we do not know how deep this correction is going to go. It can be a shallow correction where you start building another triangle, okay, and you make the fifth wave, you finish the structure, and you just range inside there, range inside here, and then you get the third wave to the upside, and everyone is waiting for the bounce on this trend that just never comes. Okay, so we'll just have to analyze the corrective structure that takes place after the fifth wave is in. Okay, because you get leading diagonals, you get ending diagonals, you get A, B, C, D, E corrective structures. You get W, X, Y's. The corrective structures gets very complicated and perplex, and yeah, so we'll just have to see what's going to happen over there. Right, but for now, let's go on to last analysis. Let's go on to the 4 hour, see what's happening here. Keeping it very simple and light is keep an eye on, oops, take that out, I don't need that. Keep an eye on this trend. Okay, it feels like it's a little bit too early to break out here. And can you see the fake out? Already has a fake out here to the upside, where you could have seen a lot of people. Yeah, well, you wouldn't have had your trend yet. I needed this fake out in order to draw my trend. So no one would have played this breakout because there was no trend just as yet. I needed that pivot in order to get a trend here to the downside. Okay, what I do like from a short-term time frame perspective is I can see that we are at a 618 level. Okay, if I take a fib here from the low to the high, oof, look at that. So we could get a bounce here. Okay, we definitely can get a bounce here. Look at this. Okay, at the 618 level, right inside of the golden zone. So there is definitely a possibility that we can get a bounce here, either a fake out like what happened here and a continuation to the downside, okay, or you get the true breakout to go and complete that fifth wave to the upside. Right, so definitely keep an eye on this trend. And definitely for me, still in load up zone area. When you have coins, altcoins, for me personally, and this is what I do, when I see altcoins with a retracement inside of the golden zone, that's typically where I buy a little, add to my spot bags. Okay, cool. I hope this is good enough. Let's jump into some more altcoins. I'll have a look at Atom now. Right, Atom, yes, I saw that. Please do analysis. No financial analysis. NFP and PHP, please. Cool. If I have time, I will go through all the altcoin, well, through most of the altcoins. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time or a lot of time for today's live stream, so I'm going to tackle the ones that we've already spoken about, and if there's time left, then I'll jump through the other ones as well. Okay, Roby Ob. Okay, do you think we will correct towards the 50k? Okay, I've read that already. Let's go look at Atom at the moment before I jump into the 50k Bitcoin over here. And let's do this. Let's go on to the 8 hour. What I want to show you guys, and this is purely my opinion. Okay, this is Atom. Okay, before we get to Bitcoin, I'm confusing myself over here. Okay, so Atom for now looks bullish. Okay, we've got a trend. You can see the trend. We're tracking the momentum here to the upside, just keeping the analysis simple over here. Atom is still one of my favorites where I expect big things to happen. Okay, still tracking this momentum here to the upside, so it's still bullish. It's still showing me bullish signs. We haven't lost macro structure or bullish structure just as yet. You have a low, you have a higher high, you have a higher low, you have a higher high, you have a higher low, and potentially it's just going to continue and climb the train up here. Okay, cool. So now that we have that out of the way, keeping things simple is we are almost here by this trend. Okay, and it could be that we are going to front run it, or we're still going to get a dip down here by the 786 with a fib that I've taken here from the low. You can even take that low or that low. Perhaps this low is a better low to take. Okay, so let me do this, put it on this low. You can see we are bouncing here on the 618 level. Okay, and it looks like it is building up a spring. I'm not gonna lie, it really does look like it's building up a string. A string, yes, not a string, a spring. Okay, when I zoom into this price action over here, okay, look what happened over here. I'm looking at the candles and I'm reading the price action. Okay, look at what happened over here. You have long wicks to the downside, signaling price has fallen, and it's, you know, it's turning around. It's slamming on the brakes. It's turning around. I don't know how else best to describe it. You know, it's like Elon Musk's rockets falling back from the heavens into the ground, and the thrusters goes off to slow down the fall. You know, it's the little fire that comes out there. It's slowing down, and then it turns around. Okay, and it looks like this is also where price has fallen and it's trying to slow down. It's trying to slow down and potentially reverse. Okay, that's what it looks like from a price action perspective. I just want to take the scribbles out here. What I also like where price action is at the moment, and it's exactly the same as Zelika, is that when you take a fib from the low to the high, you can see we are now here by the 618 level. Okay. And the reason, like I said yesterday as well, is the reason I have a 0.618 and I have a 0.66, you can go and add this fib level into your Fibonacci settings, is that usually when you tap a 618 level, look at how you tap the 0.66 to perfection. Okay. Where you actually find support. That's why I added this fib level to my Fibonacci after I've done some research and from other professional successful traders as well. Okay, right. Just see a lot of smiley faces over here. Okay, cool. So for now, Atom looks good. It is inside the 618 zone. So when you take a fib from the low, from this low over here to the high to here, we are inside, well, we're tapping the 618 level, and I don't want to be that person that says that now everyone goes long 100x, 50x, they bloody whole damn account. Please don't go and do it. You have to apply good risk management. If you'd like to nibble, yeah, definitely from a spot bag perspective, we could turn around here, and I'm tracking this momentum. Okay, when I go into the lower time frames, let's look at the 4 hour over here. Okay, this is why I'm tracking the momentum. Pivot, it looks like a bump and potential run scenario to come and claim this high. That's what it currently looks like. Whether it's going to play out, I have no idea, but I will definitely enter the trade with good risk management. Okay, so I'm waiting for this trend to break. And if we fail to break this trend, or it's potentially a fake out to the upside, there is definitely still a possibility to say that if we have a fake out and potentially rejecting here by the 50%, or even by this pivot over here, you know, rejecting here by the trend line, and we fall down, we can still come here to the 786 level. Okay, before we then have the fake out, we have a fake out, and then we have the true breakout to the upside. Okay. I would love for this scenario to play out, because then I get to buy it at lower prices. Okay, but it could also break out from here and just continue to the upside. Right, hope that makes sense. So that is my analysis on Atom. And now I want to discuss with you guys the 50k Bitcoin level that people think we could potentially go to. Okay, right. And before I get in there, please, Mexi and Bybit, two of my exchanges that I use, sign up if you're not using exchange. And for Mexi, you don't need KYC. So if you don't want a KYC, go and use Mexi, sign up, 20k bonus, lowest fees at the moment. Come scalp with me, come day trade with me, and let's analyze the price of Bitcoin here. Go on to the 8 hour. Okay. Let's clean up the chart a little bit here. What I want to discuss over here is clean this up. Okay. This is why this object tree tool is so cool. You get to clean up your charts and only show what you need to see for the day. Okay, I obviously have a little trend that needs to be filed somewhere inside of trends. Okay, and then I can switch that off as well. Okay, when I look at this structure, okay, let's look at the bullish case scenario. And the reason I think we could potentially not hit 50k, but before I make that statement, let's see where the price action can take us. If this is a 1-2, 1-2 double combo, okay, you don't have to know all the terminologies and things for Elliot waves, but you get a 1-2, 1-2 double combo, and then you have a third wave here to the upside, okay, where this is basically a 1, 2, 3, and we are now busy with the fourth wave. Okay, where we are going to complete the fourth wave, or it's already in, that perhaps is the low already, and we are now going to make a fifth wave here to the upside. Okay, completing this impulse and then have a bigger ABC correction to the downside. So it is not to say, and this is why I also say, even from a bullish Elliot wave perspective, it is not to say that we are just going to claim this high, okay, and go to $100,000. We could still make another ABC correction, frustrating the hell out of everyone. When is this bloody rally starting? And then the move only starts to happen, where this is then a 1-2 and you have a bigger third wave to the upside. Okay, nonetheless, if this is, okay, the end of 3 over here, just doing a little bit of very technical analysis, and I take a pivot from the low to the high, a Fibonacci, okay, the rule for the fourth wave is, okay, someone asked me this question in the Discord, not in Discord, on one of my video comments as well. The rule is the fourth wave can retrace to the 236, which is considered a very shallow target, the 382 and the 50%. Fourth waves are not allowed to touch the 618 area, not allowed. Okay, if we had to come down here and touch this level, it means that any move away from that level is corrective and not impulsive anymore. Okay, that's just Elliot wave theory for you guys. Okay, so I would say for momentum to remain bullish to the upside, okay, I would like us not to go down lower than the 50% fib level, which is at $56,000, right? If we had to come and tap the 618 level, okay, it could mean that we're not going to claim this level again, and we're going down, baby. We're going down, and we could not even hit this level. Right. So, and that's using the theory that this is the end of 3. Okay, and we still have to make a fifth wave to the upside. Okay. There's also another case that I'm looking at, but I need to go and count the weekly structures and things like that as well, is to say that, well, if there's also a possibility that if we did come tumbling down here at the 618 and even lower, right? I think if we're going to hit the 618, we might even come back down lower to come and even claim this low over here. Okay, let me go on to the daily. Yeah, okay, where this is potentially a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is, I'm sharing very bearish scenario over here. If this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, an extended fifth wave here to the upside, you could have A, B, C, taking you back to the 30k level above these highs. That is a very bearish scenario that could definitely still play out. I'm not throwing any scenarios out the window, but I'm just saying if something bad happens and a world war or something, another country makes war, whatever the case might be, this is definitely where this is the end of the structure, impulses to the upside, and we can go A, B, C to the downside, bounce here on this levels, where this then becomes a 1, 2, 3 to the upside. Okay, so I'm not throwing that scenario out the window just as yet. Okay, but keeping it simple, for now, what I would like to see is for us to hold the 50% fib level if we come tumbling down here. Okay. I don't want to see us come back to the $52,000 level for bull market momentum to continue to the upside. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And it's purely based on Elliot wave rules and theory, and it's not easy. Elliot wave theory has like 10 different scenarios here on the price of Bitcoin, and based on price action every day, you will make a decision whether you're going whether you've counted the waves correctly, whether they've respected it. So there's definitely a possibility that we could come down to even the 618 level and then continue momentums here to the upside, and then we'll have to go back to the drawing board and say, well, where did we count this bloody Elliot wave incorrectly? Okay, we made a big mistake somewhere, right? But for now, if this is a 1, 2, 3 here to the upside, we're expecting a correction, the deepest correction at the $56,000 level, for then a fifth wave to the upside. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing at the moment. Hope that makes sense. I know that there is a lot, and a lot of people are asking, want this level. A lot of people want this level. Why? Because there is massive liquidity below these lows over here. Billions and billions and billions of dollars. And perhaps that's smart money that's lying over there. And they know that price is not going to come back down here to grab that liquidity. Okay. Right, hope that makes sense. Let's go through some comments over here. Please do analysis on NFP. Let's go look at NFP quick. I will most probably recognize the coin when I see it. NFP USDT. This one, NFP. Okay, let's go see what it is. Let's go into the daily. For those of you that know me, I like to go into the daily time. Ooh, Daily time frame. Doesn't have a lot of price action. Perhaps it's only Binance. Is it only Binance? NFP USDT. KuCoin should. I don't know if that's the same. Is this the same? Is it called NF prompt? Is that what it's called? NF prompt? Okay. Maxi KuCoin. KuCoin should have a lot of data on it though. Let's go see if it's the same one. No, it's two different price action. No, it's very similar actually. Same data. Same data. Not much else. Okay. Binance actually has more data. Not easy price action on NFP. This looks like a project that was launched very recently. And let me just analyze over here. First things first, from the low to the high. We are inside of a golden zone. What I do like, what I'm seeing here on the larger time frames, okay, is that we're holding this area very nicely. The 786 level over here. Above these highs, basically we're holding support above these highs. Okay, if we can continue to hold support above these highs, the 0.63 level, okay, we could go and break this trend over here. Okay, so from a daily perspective, what I would like to see is, and you know, I first go through higher time frame before I go to the smaller time frames, is that go and pull yourself a trend over here. Okay, and you go and switch on your alarm. Just wait for it to load up, and you go and create an alarm, and then you sit on your hands and you wait, because some of these altcoins that don't have a lot of price action to the left, I just use my normal one-line trend strategy. Okay, I don't know the fundamentals about this coin, so it's not something that I personally would add to my spot bags, because I still need to go and do research from a fundamental perspective, and I only have coins in my spot bag that I'm fundamentally comfortable with. But from a day trading perspective, you can trade anything that goes up and down as long as the TA makes sense. Okay, so keep an eye here on this trend line, and then zooming into the smaller time frames, you can perhaps, there's a good chance that you can catch the breakout before the breakout actually happens, you know, so you get an entry down here where a lot of people will only enter when the breakout happens. Go on to the 4 hour for that. Okay, here's also a nice little trend here to the downside. Ooh, it doesn't have a nice pivot. Okay. So this looks like the most obvious pivot, but it looks like it's breaking out already. Okay. So from a trend line trading perspective, typically what you would do is fake out, and now you have a breakout to the upside. It looks like some decent volume, green volume, is starting to kick in over here. Okay, can you see that? Right. So stop loss, and you are targeting TP1, TP2. Okay. So from a trading setup perspective, is your trade will look something like this. Stop below the low, and I do want to make you aware the stop loss is 5.4% away. So if you have 2x leverage playing this trade, that's a 10% loss. If you have 20x leverage, you liquidate it. Okay, so please, for me, the altcoins are low leverage, low capital trades, because the percentage moves are decent enough for you not to go and liquidate yourself when price turns against you. Okay, so from a bullish perspective, this is kind of what I'm seeing over here, right? This is from a bullish perspective. It looks like we want to break out over here. If it is a fake out, remember we can have a fake out and find ourselves back inside the trend for further continuation. Then we have the 786 level that's been holding support over here. I would not like to see this coin lose this level. Okay, if this coin starts bouncing here on the 0.88, it means that any move away from it becomes corrective and not impulsive. So the coin can still consolidate for much longer before you see a nice breakout to the upside. Okay, so that is my quick and dirty analysis here on NFP. Right, I will go do some research on this coin and see if it's any good to add to my fundamental bag. But for now, purely just keeping it technical over here. And just want to see something that's took the low. This looks like the 0.88. Yeah, so yeah, that's basically what I'm seeing right now. Boys and girls, that is all I have time for today. Like I said, today was going to be a shorter live stream. I don't have a lot of time. I've got some other things planned for the weekend. Hope you guys enjoyed the update. Please smash up the like on your way out. Subscribe for future notifications. And if you're wondering why you can't make comments, some of you have to be subscribed to the channel. And after 60 seconds, you'll be able to make comments and we can go through it together. Thank you so much. Altcoin Jedi, thank you so much. Great show. I appreciate you guys. And I know that there's some altcoin requests that I didn't have time to go through today, but there might be a little surprise tomorrow, okay? There might be a little surprise tomorrow. See you all in the next one. Cheers for now.